8 tips to increase your high-risk website's conversion rate. 1. Don't get too cozy. Many of the website owners we have helped with high-risk payment gateways over the years operate at a reasonable margin. Unfortunately, decent margins can produce complacency when it comes to other key performance indicators like conversion rates. Whether you feel you really need to improve your conversion rate or not, this is always worth putting some time and effort into, especially if it's been a while since you last refined your tactics. What good is a well-trafficked website with great margins if you're only converting a small portion of that traffic into actual sales? Conversion tactics are one of the most critical pieces to the e-commerce puzzle, and high-risk e-commerce is no exception. 2. Keep your site speedy and responsive. Pretty much everywhere we went, we found the same piece of advice. Make sure your website is fast. Don't let your site be bogged down by bloated bells and whistles or hypnotizing effects. While images are essential, they should not come at the cost of speed and efficiency. In other words, if your website takes 2 times longer to load because of your visuals or other bulky memory-heavy plugins, you are probably losing customers. First impressions can also be last impressions. If you don't have the speed to back up your site, you are leaving money on the table. Period. Remember, though it might load quickly for you at home or in your office, your customers might be in a weak signal or have a slow connection. All that fluff can weigh down your site and take forever to load in these types of situations. Also, your own browser caching may make your own site seem far faster than it would for the first-time visitor. Test and verify. Always consider your customer's perspective when addressing website issues. You can even test your website's load speed with various speed testers online. A great test page that will also detail specific matters is Google's own page speed tool. Speed impacts far more than conversions. Another equally important reason to optimize your site speed is for SEO. Search engines like Google have put a big focus on site speed, and if your site is slow, it will be penalized in the search engine rankings. 3. Don't be afraid to dress up your site and show off correctly. We know it seems like a contradiction. Now that we've prioritized speed over image, we go and remind you how important image is. But, like everything in business, there is a balance. Visuals can be a deciding factor in conversion, and it's crucial to have high-value images on your web page, especially if you are selling a tangible product. Detailed pictures of your product, depending on the market, can make the difference between a purchase and a bounce-out or an abandoned cart. For example, most shoppers wouldn't purchase a new or used firearm or tactical gear if they can't see an image of it. Having even a stock image of the product can trigger a sale, though the more accurate the picture, the better. If possible, have photos of the actual product you are trying to sell, especially if it's used. Making sure your theme and content are visually appealing is also essential. Use images and visuals to help immerse your customers in your virtual shop. Put them in a better setting to buy stuff, and you may be surprised how much your conversions will increase. For images, make sure they are not only visually appealing, but also informative. Don't waste space that could be used to help make a sale. Don't clutter your page with unnecessary images. 4. Make your call to action button current and noticeable. It turns out you don't need to have a fancy color picked out for your call to action button. What's more important is the quality of the button's image itself. Using an older, boxier Buy Now button from a few years ago might be okay for you, but it can make your customer question the status of your website. Keeping in mind your customer's perspective, an older button could be a red flag for them, and all sorts of paranoid questions can come from it. Keeping your call to action buttons up to date with new formatting and fonts might seem like a small deal, but you may have lost sales because of it and never known. 5. Shipping options that make your customer smile, aka free. Even when the cost of shipping is built into the price of the product, people love free shipping. We recommend you do exactly that. Build a portion of shipping costs into each product so you can offer to ship them without an additional fee to your customers. According to some studies we read while researching this post, 90% of buyers are more likely to buy if the shipping is free. Free shipping should be the standard for shipping options. But by all means, allow your customers to expedite shipping and enable them to pay for that upcharge. There should always be a good variety of shipping options for your products, but giving customers free basic shipping can be the deciding factor in pressing the Buy Now button. 6. Shake what your web developer gave you. There are many tools out there you can add to your website. Many of these are free or very inexpensive, such as Google Analytics. Using the tools that come with your site and finding the few useful tools that don't come standard can help you make the difference between an e-commerce shop eking out a little profit every month or a powerhouse of daily e-commerce magic. Analytical tools can help you recover a lot of potentially lost sales by showing you where your website's making mistakes and helping you fix them so in the future, potential customers are more likely to buy. One thing these tools might tell you is that often people will do shopping research on their mobile device, then come back later and make the purchase on their desktop. A tool you can use to take advantage of this is abandoned cart recovery. Make it easy for that customer to come back and finalize that purchase by emailing them a reminder of the items they were looking at earlier. With a little bit of effort, you can end up making a lot more sales. 7. Tell them what they are purchasing. Product descriptions can make or break your sale. Giving your customers all the information they need to make a decision is important, but being honest and upfront is more critical. Fortunately, you can do both by creating a well-thought-out description of your product, its features, and its limitations. Don't go out of your way to talk a potential buyer out of a product, but be sure you aren't hiding any information that might make the customer regret their purchase or, even worse, return the product. One of the biggest reasons for the existence of the high-risk payment gateway industry is chargebacks. In other words, forcibly returning money to your customers. The more we can do to minimize chargebacks, the better. Not only will this keep your money in your bank account, but it creates a better customer relationship and encourages returning shoppers. 8. Make sure your payment gateway is right for your website. High-risk businesses often have a hard time finding suitable ways to accept payments. We often come across businesses using an offshore banking solution because they could not find a domestic one. In addition to higher fees, these offshore solutions create soft declines of up to 75%. This means that when a customer tries to buy something, their bank stops the transaction as potentially fraudulent. Other scenarios we see are people accepting checks only. For example, for their pipe and glassware site, because they cannot find a way to accept credit cards. This can absolutely destroy conversions. Lastly, we get calls every day from business owners who've had their payment gateways shut down and are accepting zero sales until they get back up and running. This is literally a 100% drop in conversion. Sometimes merchants simply did not realize they were violating their payment gateway's terms and conditions. We see this a lot with Shopify. You can read more about high-risk websites and Shopify payments in a link in the description. If you need a high-risk payment gateway solution for your glassware, vape, tactical, FFL, or any other high-risk site, contact us using a link in the description. We can help. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe for more high-risk industry tips.